All right, so welcome to another video. Today we're going to take a look at another spread idea on Netflix. So if you're trading options, this is the video for you. All right, keep in mind, none of these are recommendations to buy, sell, or trade. I might not know anything, but I'll give you some ideas. So anyways, my point is let's understand and take a look at the trade on Netflix. So I already have some quick simulations here on Netflix. And if you want to request some specific tickers and trade ideas for me to put on, then by all means join our Discord network, and you can ask in the description or on the website. All right, I've got some stuff already on Netflix. I did some diagonals just to give you a little trade idea on Netflix here, where we're at. Netflix right here has pulled back quite a bit after earnings, and now we're trying to pop. So how do we chase? Very carefully. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you some insight here. Market is, shaky at best, as I like to say, and it's trying to power higher. It may try to fill the gap. I don't know, but I need to manage the risk. I don't want to just sell verticals on it, right? Because I could sell some verticals at the 350 because I don't know if it's going to come back up and keep going. That'd be nice because then I could just buy a whole bunch of single calls, but it's not going to happen, right? So that's just too much risk. Or it just power higher and just pull back. So there's a couple different things you could do. You could do diagonal, but I'm going to do an iron condor on this because it's a little bit easier for people. You can see I already have some positions on Netflix, actually a whole bunch of different ones. So they kind of add up. So when the positions are kind of close to making your profit, make sure you close out that position. And that's what I'm doing, as I'm just slowly closing out some of these trades, pop them in. I also have a butterfly in here. You can see that now it popped and it's, risking about 125, making about 125 on it. And then you just kind of close it out. And then what you could do is set up a new trade, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. So we'll close these out with time. And here's kind of the new trade that I want to set up for you. So let's go into Netflix, and I'm going to budget for about 39 days, maybe 32. It's already moving well, so I think it could continue to move well from here forward. And I've got some stuff already at the 32 days. So the way I'm going to play this is I got to be careful. I've got these strikes right here. So I'm going to probably try to play here in this area or try to avoid those so not to overlap the trades. If these get filled though, then I should be okay because these are kind of positions aiming to close out right here. There's my butterfly, so it's working out. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and actually buy a vertical here. Okay, so I'm actually setting up an iron condor. If you didn't catch me earlier, I'm setting up an iron condor, but I'm buying the vertical first. Okay, so I'm buying in the call side, not the put side, right? It's a big difference, and somebody's going to ask me, well, why didn't you do the put side? Because I'm doing a much more bullish iron condor here. I'm not doing like a non-directional iron condor. I'm doing a bullish iron condor, and it helps me be a little more protective, okay? More protective for the downside a bit, you could say. You could say, well, you could do non-directional with negative delta. Yeah, you could, but if it snaps up, I've got a bigger problem, right? So anyway, and then what I'll do is go maybe to a 16 delta here and sell those verticals. So now you can see this actually trade is green rather than red that you normally are used to seeing. And when you look at it like this, you can see this iron condor looks something like this. Okay, so now I've got a bullish directional iron condor where, hey, if it goes up, great, and I've got some range. But if it pulls back, I'm not risking as much because I've got these verticals sold that help cover that difference. Okay, and that's really the whole point of this trade, is just to kind of ease off the problem on why do this versus maybe selling verticals? Well, because if this pulls back and I didn't have this side, I'd be risking a lot more. The big problem with this, you could say, is if this snaps up, I still got some issues, but that's why I'm positioning it more close to right here to give me this extra range. And if I was a little more worried about that, I could spread this out to, let's say, 520 and 515, and now I've got much more range there. So, you could play with these strikes depending on what you feel, or based on probabilities, or based on expected moves. There's a lot of ways to play it, but my point is that, hey, the earnings are done. If I want to play a bullish bet, I could trade something like this, and if it starts going up like here and I'm in the sweet spot, that's when I could start selling verticals. But one day doesn't make a trend. But if you want to get some exposure, look, the stock is moving and you're saying, hey, it looks good, man, I'm missing it. Well, if I want to get in it, I'd rather do something conservatively because it could run very quickly and then I missed it. But on the other hand, if it sells off and you did a bunch of verticals or something like that, yeah, that's a lot bigger risk. So this is where you kind of go ahead and put something like this on. So anyway, if you want to also, let's say, get a little bit more out of the money, you can still do on the call side right here, and just to kind of get a little bit there. But we want to check 410, 415, 410, 415. Let's see, 410, 415. 410, 415. See, I got the 415s there. Let me see if I can get out of this much closer first. Let's see. There we go. $2. Probably take a hit on that. Let's get filled on that. And then what I can do is try and get this filled. Or I could go, there you go. That one's filled. So now I don't have overlapping strikes. There we go. It's all gone there. And now I could put this trade on, and this could be kind of like a new trade moving forward on Netflix. So that's kind of the way I would do it right now, is do something with like protection or something careful. And if you want to get some exposure, just be cautious. You know, it's like 1 or 2 days up. It's not anything amazing. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks strong, but you know, you could get 3 days up and then 1 nasty day down, and that could be a problem. So this is kind of a nice little trade idea for you guys that you could set up in terms of a Netflix, and it's starting to move. You know, some stocks are moving. I got some, look, there, I got some alerts here coming in as well on Netflix. Boom, crossing the 10 moving average. So exactly, if I'm trying to get in it, do it cautiously. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out my critical charts channel, so that way you can see some more technical analysis rather than options. Either way, this one's more focused on option trading. The other channel, technical analysis. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.